guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brooklyn. Today I am finally going to sit down and film the haul from my last video, which was a thrift book shopping vlog. If you haven't watched that video, go watch that video. I'll link it in the eye down below. But spoiler alert, I didn't buy anything at any place other than McKays. So basically this is a McKays book haul, and I also figured I would include my book of the month unboxing. I didn't do October's either, but I think unboxing my book of the month is something that I do want to start doing here on this channel. If that's something that you want to continue to see, let me know in the comments down below. But I just think it's really fun because I have been getting book of the month and I pick my book, but I also do the max of add-ons. So you can do 2 add-ons of each month and it's a little cheaper. But we'll talk about that a little bit more in the video. It's not sponsored or anything. I'm not to that point of a channel. But I do have, I think I counted like 20 books from McKays. Maybe it was only 12. Now that I think about it, I think it was only 12. But I have a lot of books from McKays, so let's go ahead and just jump into it because this is going to take a while. Okay, so first we'll go ahead and get my book of the month out of the way. Since there is only 3 in here, I did already use a knife to open the box, but I haven't taken a peek. Honestly, don't remember everything I picked for this month, so it's exciting. So I love book of the month because it's not always books that I would normally pick out, other than my add-ons, of course, are stuff that I would pick out. Mostly because it's, sorry, I'm making all kinds of racket. Mostly because the books in book of the month, they get popular really quick, so of course, when they're talked about, I add them to my TBR. So when you open the box, this is what it looks like, and then you take out your books. So for this month, I believe this one on top. Yes, November 2022. So it tells on the back what month it was for book of the month. So this was my choice for this month. This is called White Horse, and it's by Erica Worth. W-U-R-T-H. So this is quite different than what I normally pick. It's kind of, it's listed as a horror, but it's more on kind of like a, let me just read the description. I don't know. It's kind of like a thriller mixed with a horror. Horror. Why am I struggling so bad to say that word today? So the brief description of this one is heavy metal, ripped jeans, Stephen King novels, and the occasional beer at the White Horse have defined urban indie Carrie James' life so far, but when her cousin Debbie finds an old family bracelet that once belonged to Carrie's mother, it inadvertently calls up both her mother's ghost and a monstrous entity, and Carrie's willful ignorance about her past is no longer sustainable. I promise I can read. It's just been a really long day. Haunted by visions of her mother and haunted by this mysterious creature, Carrie must find out what happened to her mother all those years ago. So there's more to the description, but that's basically what it is. So a little bit of paranormal, a little bit of horror, a little bit of mystery. This will be quite different for me to get into, but I'm excited to read this one. So for my 2 add-ons, let me get this box out of the way. So for my 2 add-ons, I picked up My Dark Vanessa and Things We Do in the Dark. So if you watch BookTube, Bookstagram, Book Talk, I've seen that there was a Twitter now, Book Tweet, I don't know. Anything in the book community for thrillers, you've probably seen these. So I'm super excited to add these to my collection and read these. So My Dark Vanessa, it was actually just an add-on. It wasn't one of the book of the months. So this just doesn't have a month and year on it. It just says contemporary fiction. However, the Things We Do in the Dark, this was featured in June 2022's box. But of course now it was added as one of your add-on selections, so I picked that one up. And I will go ahead and just show you guys real quick. This is going to be a long video. But real quick, October's box. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and I got the book called Sign Here for October 2022. This one, I don't remember much about it, but basically there's this guy, he has a job. Catcher is, the job is down in hell, so he works in hell, and then there's a story from there. Don't remember much else about it, but I think it's like a mystery, thriller, horror mixed with a little bit of comedy. So this one should be interesting, definitely different. I was going to read this for my Halloween read, but I ended up reading The Last House on Needless Street. So I'm in the middle of that one. That one's a little weird, but for my 2 add-ons last month, I got Daisy Jones and the Six because I really love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by her, and I loved it, and everybody says that Daisy Jones and the Six is one of her other best novels. Of course, it looks like this one actually won Book of the Year in 2019, so I'm excited to read that one when I finally get to it. And then my other add-on I got last month was Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. So I got this because I have the second book in this series that I got from Book of the Month. What was it called? Girl Forgotten. Girl Forgotten I got from Book of the Month, and I think like September maybe. It was one of their features. Well, I picked it not knowing that it was a second in a series, even though they said that you don't really have to read this one first. I wanted to pick this one up. Again, this is Pieces of Her, and this one is actually a Netflix series, it looks like, so excited to read that one too. Don't know when I'll get to it. Speaking of getting the books, with my monthly, I would probably do TBRs. Sorry if you hear that, that's the litter box rotating. If I did TBR videos, the to be read videos, for those of you that don't watch a lot of book content, would that be something you guys are interested to see my TBR for like the month? Most people do it by month. Be like November TBR. I would probably honestly have to do it in groups of 2 months just because I'm still in school, but I don't know. I could work out the logistics of that, but let me know if that's something you guys would like to see, would be interested in seeing. Super tongue-tied today. Okay, so now we can start on my McKay's book, and I wasn't kidding. There's a lot. So I brought them in Ellie's doggy car seat. So let's just go ahead and jump in. I will also go over the prices for everything because I'm just always so blown away by some of the prices that you find. Yeah, some of them they're good deals because it's cheaper than brand new ones, but some of them are, you know, normal used book pricing, but some of them are super cheap. Like I was gonna start with one that was super duper cheap, but now I don't see it. Here it is. Let me put that one back. So let's start with this one. For example, Big Little Lies, $2. $2. So I live kind of in between two McKays. I don't have one that's super close. Both of them are like 45 minutes to an hour away from me. One's in Chattanooga, one's in Knoxville. This haul is all from my Knoxville trip. Again, go watch that vlog if you haven't. I was a hot mess. But Big Little Lies, I found this and I could not believe that they had this for $2. Let me just sit back. I need to calm down. We're just getting started. But of course, I just had to pick this up. Now, have I watched the show? No. But it's got Reese Witherspoon in it, in the show. And everybody talks about how good it is. And for $2, I couldn't pass it up. And I love reading. Got it mixed up. I love reading this book first before watching the movie or the show. So after I read this one, maybe I'll watch it. It was an HBO series and we don't have HBO, but I'm sure now that it's been out for a while, surely I could find it somewhere else to watch. But Big Little Lies, $2. You can't beat that. This next one just caught my eye while I was in the store. I've never actually heard of this book. Sorry if there's a glare. I keep trying to move so you can see the book. So this one is Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier. So this one was $6.95. So this is a paperback copy. I'm pretty sure I got this. I got all of these books except for like 3 of them in the thriller section. So this, of course, is another thriller. Let's see. This is Marin had the perfect life, married to her college sweetheart. She owns a chain of upscale hair salons, and Derek runs his own company. They're admired in their community and are a loving family until their world falls apart the day their son Sebastian is taken. A year later, Marin is a shadow of herself. The FBI search has gone cold. The publicity has faded. She and her husband rarely speak. She hires a PI to pick up where the police left off, but instead of finding Sebastian, she learns that Derek is having an affair with the younger woman. This discovery sparks Marin back to life. She's lost her son. She's not about to lose her husband too. Derek's mistress, Kinsey Lee, is an enemy with a face, which means this is a problem Marin can fix permanently. So, sounds like a affair gone wrong. I think the wife's gonna the mistress, but we'll see. So it's kind of like a mystery mixed in with the mystery. This one just really caught my eye. Okay. And I am super excited to add this to my collection so I could read this. If you guys are new here, which most of you aren't, but this is Kabuki. Kabuki likes to jump in my lap and say hi in the middle of the videos. But we shall continue. So the next one I got is by Natasha Preston. This one is called The Cabin. I think it's The Cabin and not just Cabin. Yeah, The Cabin. They put the sticker right over the. Which, speaking of stickers, McKays, can we please? You know that avid book readers, collectors, whatever, you know we hate these stickers. Can you please just put them on the back? Like, put them on the back. Put them over the barcode. Perfect place. Instead of the original one, put the McKay sticker. Anywho, I've been slowly collecting Natasha's books because I seen somebody on one of the psychological thriller book Facebook groups I'm in was raving about her writing style and her stories. So the only place I've been able to find these books, other than Amazon of course, but the only place in person is Walmart. So when I seen that McKays had 2 of them, I went ahead and snagged those. I think they had 3 actually, but I had the other one already that I had bought from Walmart. So I went ahead and picked those up. The other one is somewhere in this stack, but this one is The Cabin by Natasha Preston. And I got this one for $5.95. Don't know why it took me so long to find that price. I'm just stacking them all right down here. It's really going to mess up my rainbow situation. I'll have to redo the bookshelves here soon. Okay, we're going to have to speed it up or we're going to be here forever. This one, $3. $3. A woman in apartment... Oh, the woman in apartment 49. I've heard a lot about this. It's pretty popular in the thriller mystery community for book talk. I've heard a lot about this one, so I was excited to see it, and I was even more excited to see that it was only $3. So I picked this one up. And then this one wasn't on my list to look for, but it's by Megan Abbott. And I really love her books. This one is Give Me Your Hand. And this one was $4. This one is all stickered up. It's got this sticker up here from Walmart, it looks like. It's got this yellow sticker from Lord knows where. They probably bought it online, used somewhere. And then the McKay's book. Stickers galore. I'll have to try to get off. But this one I got for $4. I'm excited to read that one. The next one, I have heard a lot about this one, The Surrogate, and this one's by Louise Jensen. I seen this and I was about to actually buy it on Kindle just because I've been seeing so much about it lately and I have zero patience, so I think, oh, I need to buy that right now, when realistically I'm not going to read it right now. I have a bunch on my TBR that are in front of this, but this one, I'm glad I held off on the Kindle edition because this was $2.50 at McKay's, The Surrogate. This might be my next read. That's how excited I am about this one. I think I say that about a few different ones, but it will be one of my next coming up reads, if not the next one. So this one is Kat and her husband Nick have tried everything to become parents. All they want is a child to love, but they are beginning to lose hope. Then a lucky encounter with Kat's childhood friend Lisa gives them one last chance. Kat and Lisa were once as close as sisters. The secrets they share mean their trust is for life. Or is it? Just when the couple's dream seems within reach, Kat begins to suspect that she's being watched and Nick is telling her lies. Are the cracks appearing in Kat's perfect picture of the future all in her head, or should she be scared for her life and her family's safety? Okay, now that I read the back of it, this isn't what I thought it was. I have heard of this one though, and I'm still excited to read it. But it's got great reviews. $2.50. Can't pass that up. This one is The Favorite Sister by Jessica Knoll. I bought this one because it's by Jessica Knoll, and my last book I read was by her, so I could watch the movie Netflix came out with, and now I can't think. Luckiest Girl Alive. About couldn't think of the name. That book I had to actually go like check out from the library because I could not find it anywhere. So I picked up The Favorite Sister by Jessica Knoll, so we'll see if it's as good as Luckiest Girl Alive. There's the name right there. I picked this one up for $8.50, so not quite as cheap as these other ones, but this one is hardback. The next one I picked up is A Slow Fire Burning. I got this one for $7. It's by Paula Hawkins. Again, I've seen people talk about this in a bunch of different groups that I'm in about books that are psychological thrillers. This one I just got because it caught my eye, number one, and number two, I really like Kimberly Bell's writing. So if the title has the word wife or lies in it, I'm probably going to pick it up and read the back to see if it catches my interest, because there's so many thrillers that have those words in the title, and they're usually pretty good. But I got this one for $8. It's called Dear Wife. It's basically about a husband that he goes away a lot for work, or he's away for work and he's abusive. Yeah, and it looks like whenever he returns home from a work trip, his wife is actually missing. And of course the detective thinks he did it because he's abusive, and I'm pretty sure her friends probably know. But that's really all I gathered from the back of that. The next one I got was $10.50. It's called People Like Her. So I've also seen a lot of people talk about this one. Now I think this one is a little bit different than what I normally read. Okay, so it's still a suspense, but it of course is about an influencer online, followed by millions, watched by one. So maybe she has a stalker. I don't know. I heard this one was really good and I picked it up. Which I see this book in McKays a lot. Sorry, I keep looking at the viewfinder, but my light's already shut off twice during filming this. But I see this book in McKays a lot, and I always skip over it because it just doesn't look like something I would read. I mean, it's pink, and I'm not one to be drawn to pink, but then I've seen people talking about it, and of course, I'm very easily influenced. So we're jumping around here now. On my way out, I did take a stop by the horror section. I feel like I'm just getting closer and closer, but I stopped by the horror section and I picked up 2 books, maybe. Yeah, I guess 2. I actually don't know if this one is the horror. Anywho, I don't know. I picked up a few out of the horror section, and now I don't remember which one it was other than Breed. I know Breed for sure was out of the horror section, so it sounded really good. I got this one for $6. It's by Chase Novak. So that is something I noticed. I don't read a lot of books that are written by men, which I don't do that on purpose. That just happens to be how it falls. But this one is by a man, and it's called Breed. Yes, Breed. And it is a horror novel. I actually don't remember much of nothing about what I read with this. I should have filmed this right after I went shopping. I would have remembered a lot more, but I know it sounded good, and I'm excited to read that one. And then this one, I actually showed a little bit in the vlog. So this one just grabbed my attention. It looked creepy, but it's not by an author that usually writes creepy stuff. So this is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I don't know, I probably butchered that last name, but it's the same guy that wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower. So I believe this might be YA. I don't know. I'll have to look further into that. But this one sounded really good. So this is about a single mom that's on the run. She's trying to improve her life. So she's fleeing another abusive relationship in the middle of the night. They finally settle down. And then once they settle down, it looks like the little boy that she is fleeing with, because she ran with her and her son away from the abusive husband. Anywho, it sounds like he goes missing. So, okay, now I remember why I picked this up. Sorry, I tried to skim so I could hurry up, and I probably would be just better off reading the whole thing. But, so she runs away, abusive, blah, blah, blah. They're in a tight-knit community. At first, it seems like the perfect place to finally settle down. Then Christopher vanishes. That's the son. I need a nap. For 6 long days, no one can find him until Christopher emerges from the woods at the edge of town, unharmed but not unchanged. He returns with a voice in his head only he can hear, and a mission only he can complete. Build a treehouse in the woods by Christmas, or his mother and everyone in the town will never be the same again. It sounds like the voice in his head, I think they're going to call his imaginary friend. I don't know. It sounded kind of creepy. But I think this is like a creepy in a way that can be handled to where it won't give me nightmares, even though I read some pretty heavy books. So this might be something that I could read in between something that is super disturbing, but still have a pretty cool storyline, or at least I hope. Okay, we're down to our last two. Sorry, my hair is so frizzy. Believe it or not, this morning it was actually curled, but it's been raining, and this new hairspray I have is terrible. Anywho, last two books. Let's wrap it up. I got Mexican Gothic. So, this is a book of the month. I was tempted to add it as one of my add-ons, but I knew that I would see it at McKays, and I would just go ahead and pick it up because the list of books that I want to add as my add-ons on book of the month is insane. But everyone says this is really good. I think this is a mix between a thriller and a horror book. That's about all I know about this one. Don't know much about the storyline. Should I have bought it not knowing much about the storyline? Probably not, but a lot of the pages that have great recommendations recommended this book, so I bought it. Told you, easily influenced. And then this one I got because I have seen a lot about again, and I also have The Shadows, I think I got from Book of the Month. Or did I get it from McKays? Here it is, The Shadows. Okay. I actually think I got it from a yard sale. The Shadows. I have this one. Everybody talks about that one a lot, and then they also talk about this one. It's about the same person. This one is called The Whisper Man. Everybody says The Shadows is better, but I wanted both. So, I got The Whisper Man at McKay's for $7.50. And The Shadows, I either got this at a yard sale for like $1, or I got this at bookoutlet.com. One or the other. It's used to. While we're here, I'll do one last honorable mention. So I bought this one off Amazon only because I pre-ordered it. But this is B.A. Paris, their newest book. It's called The Prisoner. B.A. Paris is one of my favorite authors. Has my favorite book I've ever read. So this is her newest book, and she wrote Behind Closed Doors, The Therapist, Bring Me Back, and a few other ones, but I haven't read all of hers just quite yet. But Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris is my favorite book of all time. Highly recommend it. Look up the trigger warnings before you read it. Look up the trigger warnings before you read any book that I talk about, because I do not read very many light-hearted books. Most of the time they have trigger warning after trigger warning, or they're pretty disturbing mentally. They're thrillers, psychological thrillers, horror, murder mysteries, stuff like that. Anywho, back to this one. I pre-ordered this one as soon as I found out she was coming out with a new book, so I'm excited to read this one. Again, it's called The Prisoner, and the reviews on Amazon for the people that got the early release, it looked really good, so of course I'm excited to pick that one up too. Okay, that's going to be it for me today. So that's everything I got at McKay's from the last vlog. And then also my last 2 book of the months. Again, if you do want to see my TBRs, leave me a comment down below. I would like to, at least, if I don't film a video, I need to at least write down a TBR, because I would be interested to see how I would prioritize which one I want to read next. Because normally, I know what I want to read next, but then when I come in here and look at all of them, I'm like, oh, I want to read this one. No, I want to read this one. Maybe a TBR would help me streamline what I really want to read ASAP and then what can wait. But if you did like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I know a lot of you are here for makeup content, but makeup, books, plants, nail polish, that's the type of stuff that I'm into. So that's the type of stuff I'm going to film. It's going to be more than just makeup. I am, as you can see, obsessed with books too, just like makeup. But if you did enjoy the book video, I do appreciate you watching, and leave me a comment down below with any recommendations, even if it's not book content. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!